y'all. We got a lot of 3x3 coming your way. We're coming off a game one that saw Canada make some big plays down the stretch and get the opening win. How will things turn out between France and Egypt? Jules Rambeau with that polite mullet says, "Excusez-moi, monsieur." Makes his way to the bucket. The Aussies were evaluating Rambeau's mullet. They said it's a polite mullet.
Yeah, because they're used to men's hair being down halfway the length of a man's back. I'm not so used to that. So
we discussed that mullet in Utsunomiya.
Yeah.
We asked, was that a mullet, or I think we were trying to decide what exactly it was. Oh, I know what that is. Two to the face. That is Vergiat getting it going. Saw some of him at the Europe Cup last year, so he's got some 3x3 experience, but again, an accomplished Division I 5-on-5 player in France. Raphael Wilson going to work too. Lots to like about that man's game as well.
Look, I think talent-wise, I'm not sure. This might be one of the better French teams we've seen, especially with Vergiat coming in. He has a lot of Nations Leagues experience on the youth teams of France. Seguela, we know he can go off. I'm curious to see how they can get to a high level of movement, because that's, I think, where their strength lies. They were static in the OQT in Japan. They slowed the game down. That's not where their strength is. They want to get a high movement type of offense. Wilson's going to have to adapt to that, because you know he's one of those go get your own bucket type of players. He has the mid-range, he has the post game, so maybe he's the one that just breaks down the defense every now and then. On the end of Egypt, though, I'm curious. They subbed out their top scorer from the OQT in Japan to maybe get a little bit of a different dynamic on the squad. And I'm curious to see what that's going to bring, because they played a lot of one-on-one, and the head of the Dragon in that department was Rehan.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's not here.
No, me neither.
And Hesham is here, and he's a good player, a downhill type of guard, but he struggled with his shot. Abdallah has played well, but been really the only bright spot for Egypt in the first two OQTs. Here's Franck Seguela to Rambeau, and he finishes with Lele. That's French for you, Lele.
Is that French, though?
Yeah, lay.
Okay.
Get it?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Anyway, Seguela. He'll give it up. Remember Seguela going bananas at, I think that was the Wuxi Masters last year,
yes.
Leading Paris to their first title. Rambeau was on that team as well. Vergiat, 2 on the way. No good.
That Wuxi win was the first tournament where I saw Jules Rambeau consistently hit shots from the outside, and that's the first time I noticed he's actually a better shooter than people give him credit for. Again, he plays a lot underneath the basket. He's a big bruiser. He can hit some shots now. He's got a little bit of touch.
And you know what? He's not afraid to take the big shots. And that's what I like. And here we go with a whistle. By the way, all games that France play in will be available at www.lequipe.fr/directs. And L'Equipe is spelled L-E-Q-U-I-P-E. L'Equipe, or is it L'Equipe? Please, somebody that's French, help us, please. But anyway, that should be known. Just so you have another outlet and option to check out this 3x3 action. Not everything can be viewed here on YouTube, so a few countries don't get the YouTube live stream.
Well, also a place to get away from you every now and then, just in case.
Oh, from me, not us.
Oh, from us.
Thanks for singling me out. Security, please. Security.
I can see my hotel room for you. I'll walk there in a second. I'll be back.
4-zip. France not letting up. Vergiat to the left, misses it. Got a foul white on the rebound attempt. So France not able to convert on that easy layup. We talked about this yesterday when we were doing our previews. We were both curious about France because roster turnover at this juncture, you know, of the route to the Olympics is always a little tenuous, right? It's like, oh,
yeah,
you're going to change the roster now with,
and it's a lot of turnover too. It's not just a little bit. It's 3 players they subbed out, and not a lot of preparation. As Wilson, you can see he's playing with a mask. Broke his nose earlier in the year, so he hadn't had much practice time. Segela, I think, was ailing with something.
Yeah, Segela's been injured as well.
And Wilson, you talked about it. He features on one of the 5-on-5 squads in, I think, the Premier League in France. He was active for them just 2 weeks ago, so he hasn't had a lot of prep. And again, these fellas have played together, and I was talking to their coach, and he said, look, Segela, Verjat, and Rambo, they're like this.
Yep.
They can step on the court without practice, and they should be good enough.
Now, the dude is an unconscious shooter. That's why I gave him a nickname years ago, Wi-Fi. He don't need no password. The man can connect from anywhere. There's Abdallah with a nice turnaround. So Rami getting it going. Abdallah's played well. 4.5 points, 5 rebounds per game is Wi-Fi. He's still roaming at the moment. 5-2. France had jumped out to a 4-0 lead, and we've seen Egypt wake up just a little bit as we head into our first TV timeout. Big thank you to our sponsors in this one. We've got, of course, Karl Lagerfeld, a new sponsor.
I need me some of that.
Have you? I got some Karl Lagerfeld gear. I brought a little bit.
All right.
But the free Karl Lagerfeld is so much better. Hook us up, please. I mean, we have to beg for this. Of course, our ball and apparel sponsor, Wilson, our official timekeeper, Maurice Lacroix. Our suppliers as well, Inleo, Magic Sky, Skelda Sports, Baudet. Major thanks to you. All of those companies that help make an event like this possible. 3 languages I've given you already. Anyway, I guess he got a banking account out here in Hungary. He gets some forint. And then Rambo is called for the foul. But that last 2-piece, that was knocked down by Abdel Wahad, the 22-year-old.
Moody.
Oh, yeah, Moody.
His name is Moody. Look at the back of his shirt.
Yeah, Moody's he's made some big shots. Moody played well at the OQT in Hong Kong, actually. Wilson, too late. Too little, too late. Didn't get the shot to go down. It wouldn't have counted anyway.
This is what can happen against a team like Egypt, though. France, they started off strong. Egypt got comfortable. And look, they are an unconscious team when it comes to offense. They can just turn it on in spurts. And that's what they did to get back to a 5-4 game.
Segela will get another chance. He decides to drive this time. And Rami gets caught reaching in the cookie jar. Knocked it out of bounds. That'll leave 3 seconds. Ooh. Oh, no, that's a foul for sure. Not out of bounds. I saw the shot clock. So Frank Segela, MVP of that Wuxi Masters. I believe the man hit 7 twos against Oob in that final. En route to earning that MVP. He's back after having some injury issues here in 2024. And Frank Segela is at the line. They'll knock it in. That would have been a lane violation on Egypt had he not got it to go. But it's water on the bridge now. That'll count. 6-4. Moody. 2. No good. Wilson quickly over to Segela. Segela back up to Wi-Fi. He's connected. Quick answer, though, as the reverse from Refat is going to go down. Got an 8-5 game. That wind is starting to pick up that you were talking about, Boz, that could potentially have play factor today.
Could have some implications again for the better shooting teams out here. It's a wind that comes into the court, into the stadium sideways, so it is going to affect some shots.
Yeah, it's only so much that canopy can protect you. Franz trying to protect a 3-point lead right now. Another whistle as we are just beyond 6 minutes to play. It'll be Egypt's 6th. It has been somewhat of an issue for Egypt the turnovers. I mentioned the lackluster scoring, averaging 15 points per game through the first 2 OQTs. And they've been a little foul happy as well. That one is a no-go. Off the mark. Wilson tries to save it. Good effort, but it'll go out of bounds off of fronts. Allez les bleus. Allez les bleus.
Okay. No, but look, I think Wilson's shown out so far why he was picked on this squad. He's a good offensive player. Open shots he might knock down. How can you not with a name like Wilson?
Facts. If your last name is Wilson and you don't know what to do with it, that's a problem. Segala. Wilson. Oh, 7 feet. Too strong. Got it back. He'll reset. 9 on the shot clock. Rambo and Segala will share the Wilson. Back over to Wilson. Wi-Fi, not that time. He's got 1-2 to go, and he's missed a couple. He had a long night last night again. He welcomed his second little girl to the world. I was walking out of my hotel room, and I saw him looking emotional. I said, hey, what's going on, man? He says, I'm on video chat with my wife right now. She's having my daughter.
Wow.
That's a true story.
That's incredible.
Man, imagine. It could be a big week for him. Imagine. Again, France, the women are already qualified directly to the Olympics. The men trying to join them in Paris. And an easy layup. Wilson, Rami, the force 2. Not at all. 10-6, France.
They're leaving Rambo wide open, and he's not even looking at the basket.
Well, the thing is, I think you got to make him put some respect on your name out there.
You take at least one just to make sure that they know you're willing to take one.
You got to respect my authority. Rami with a wild layup attempt. That ain't going to do nothing. Meantime, Ralphie. That's easy breezy.
That man's in arts and crafts class with layups like that. You see the hesitation?
It's a maxed murderer. What he's doing, he's killing him right now. The man can hardly see out here looking like Zorro. And he's doing his thing. France is in control of this. Not a big shock, as Egypt is one of those teams that we looked at as a squad that has potential, but maybe might not be ready yet. Maybe they're a year or 2 away. That's not to say that they can't make a game out of this, but looking at the body of work from the first 2 OQTs, they haven't given us much encouragement that they're going to be a competitive team with that lack of offense and some of the mistakes we've seen them make.
Thing is, it's hard to change an offense. These guys have been playing in the Nations Leagues. They've been playing in the Africa Cup, and what they've been doing is attacking one-on-one, and they've been the more talented team. It's been working, right? Now they get to a stage where that talent is matched, and then you have to come with a game plan, screens, and you can't just rely on individual creation because you'll get tired down a 10-minute sprint. So you can't create as much anymore.
Yeah.
The ability to adapt to that is going to show if these fellas belong at this stage. It's going to be either here or, like you said, they're pretty young still, and except for Rami, who's 36. But
right.
They're pretty young still. Maybe they can adapt going into the next few years. But again, it's the level of competition that you're used to, that you're comfortable playing with as far as styles. Well,
they've got to really expand their catalog in terms of their offensive approach, things like that. What we see them fall into a lot is a lot of ISO game. You know, they're a team that rely on isolation ball, and we know that that's not the formula for success in 3x3. Everybody's got to be involved. You got to move it, and they have not done as good of a job at that. Here's Hisham, ISO game against Rambo, runs into trouble, forces the shot up, no bucket as a result, but Moody is there. And he cleans things up.
That man's in some type of mood.
Not yet, but he might get there. I see what you did with that, Boz.
Yeah.
I like it. Virgil. 2 ball way out there. I think that's his second 2 of the game. Last tournament they had Suhard, and Suhard was the designated shooter. Now it seems to be Virgil. Oh, Moody, what was that? He need to go back to acting class. Then he gets called for the foul. That's not good because Egypt's already in the penalty. So they're going to give up 2 free throw attempts here to Frank Segela. 2:26 left. This game has really never really been in doubt. It's been France from the beginning. They jumped off to a 4-0 lead and it was 5-2. And they've had Egypt in the rear view from the outset.
Egypt came back to 5-4 and then that was it. They couldn't create consistent scoring options. And that's what we talked about at the start of the game, right? Who's going to score for them consistently? Can they get something going as far as team play? Haven't seen that yet. And this is where you see, again, that individual creation halted by Team 3x3 basketball by Les Bleus.
Les Bleus. I just corrected you because mine was better.
Okay.
Right? My people in France?
You sound like you ate a little bit of camembert.
You know what? Forget you, man. Sham to the crib. No good. Moody. He is fouled. But the writing's on the wall in this one. 18-9. Not many concerns for Team France as they boast a big advantage over Egypt, who again had trouble putting the Wilson in the rim. That's the name of the game. So
they also have trouble containing Wilson.
That too.
Well, see?
That too.
See?
They can't put the Wilson in the Wilson. The Wilson in the rim, and they can't contain us.
The Wilson's putting Wilson in the. Well, you know what?
Work it out. Work it out, boss. Work it out.
Wilson's putting the Wilson in the Schelde basket, in the round thing, whatever you want to call that.
There you go.
All right.
Just take it slow, though, boss. I want you to take it slow.
I have to.
You're acting like Rob Gronkowski up here. Did you see that that Tom Brady roast on Netflix?
Yes, I did. That was crazy.
Was hilarious. Anyway, 18-10. Vergiat up top. Minute 45. Wilson gave him the shimmy shake. Floaty. Vergiat. He's in his bag out here. Give an easy layup up, but France just want to put this one away. Step back. You don't know me like that. Right back. Wi-Fi. No. Vergiat. He will get the tip in. Not a problem. Point game. France. Moody. He's going to sneak in for the layup. Makes the final score a little bit more respectable, but the result will be the result in this one. And it is a matter of time. Nothing for Wilson that time. Under a minute to play. Rami, jump hook. Man, Egypt, they woke up too late offensively.
You can say they woke up, but this is the part of the game where France is giving them a lot of easy buckets to get their own scores up. They want to get to 21 to get any advantage they can in pool play. They're going to give up some shots just to get to that result, as there's only 34 seconds left on the clock. So, unfortunately, I know how that feels. You feel like you're gaining, you know, at least some confidence in the game like that. You're getting back in the game, but it really is the other team just kind of laying off of you on defense.
That's what they call false confidence, boss.
Well,
don't buy into it. But what I would say is, in the event of a three-way tie, you never know what could happen. And every bucket that you give up, every free look at two that you get, that you give up, you never know. It could end up biting you in the you-know-what when it's all said and done. We'll find out. We'll see. But 34 seconds left here, and we'll see if France can put this one to bed. So Segela will drive. He will elevate and score. And that is a dub for Les Bleus. France get off on a good foot. 21-13 W over Egypt to start off their campaign in Pool C action. They leave it up to Frank Segela, who delivers the final bucket for France as they try to get to Paris and join the women in the Olympics this year. That's exactly the way they wanted to